Hi guys, it's Miss DiVincenzo, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys for another Wellness Wednesday. So, I hope that you guys just watched that read aloud video of the book, Have You Filled a Bucket Today? And if you haven't, I want you to go ahead and pause this video and come back to it once you've watched that read aloud, okay? Because that's really, really important that we listen to that. But that book talked to us about how we all have buckets. Every single person has a bucket. And we can either fill that bucket with kindness, or we can take out of a bucket. And so when our buckets are full, we feel happy. And we feel like everyone has treated us with kindness, and that we are satisfied. And when our buckets are empty, we don't feel so good, because that means that people haven't been being as kind to us. And so it's our job, each individual person, it's our job to fill other people's buckets. And so the book talked about a lot of different ways that we can fill people's buckets with kindness. And I want you to think about this while we're interacting with others. Maybe your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, maybe your neighbors. I want you to think about whether you're filling their buckets with kindness. Because someone that's a bucket filler is so fun to be around because they're kind. They make you feel good about yourself, and they just spread positivity. And so we all want to be bucket fillers. And so the way that we can be bucket fillers is by spreading positivity, spreading kindness, and we can do that in so many different ways. There are so many ways to spread kindness. And so that can be by simply smiling at a stranger, telling your parents and siblings how much you love them, spending time with them like we talked about, being present to them. I want you to think about a couple ways that you can fill the buckets of the people that you love. How can you fill a bucket? Think of 2 ways you can fill a bucket. Okay, so I hope you guys came up with some good ideas, but it's really important to remember that when we fill someone's bucket, we're filling our own bucket as well. And that's such a cool thing that when we're nice to someone else, it makes us feel so good inside. And so we've all had that experience when maybe we helped someone on the playground, or we invited a friend to come play with us that didn't have anyone to play with. That made not only that person feel amazing, but we felt pretty amazing too. Because when we're nice to people, it makes us, that's what we're supposed to be. It makes us feel like we're doing the right thing. We're supposed to be doing those kind things. And so I want you to think about how you can be a bucket filler. Every morning when you wake up, I want you to think, how can I fill a bucket today? And not maybe just one bucket, but how can I be a bucket filler? Fill a lot of people's buckets today. Spread that positivity and spread that kindness to them. That is so important, and it's such a cool way of looking at it, is that we all can fill people's buckets. I think that's awesome that we can have such an impact on people, that we can either have them leave our interaction feeling sad or feeling great. We have that choice to either make them feel great about themselves or not so great. And so it's up to you to choose your words carefully, to choose your actions carefully, and to go out of your way to do something nice for them, because that can make all the difference for how they're feeling. Okay? So we are going to do a little activity, and it's going to be called I Filled a Bucket When. So the directions say, think of a time you have filled someone else's bucket. Answer the questions below in a complete sentence. And so those questions that we're going to be answering, I want you to make sure that you write in a complete sentence, start your sentence with a capital letter, and end your sentence with punctuation, okay? Whatever feels right. So the first question we're answering is, whose bucket did you fill? And that can be the name of someone, or it can just say, Grandma, Grandpa, anyone whose bucket you filled. I want you to think of a specific time that you filled someone's bucket, okay? And how did you fill their bucket? So that's the second question we're answering. How did you fill their bucket? I want you to make sure you're writing that in a complete sentence. So maybe, I filled their bucket by, and then write how you filled their bucket. Okay, and our third question we're answering, how did you know that you filled their bucket? What was your clue that you filled their bucket? Did they smile? Did they look happy? Did they say thank you? What was your clue that you filled their bucket, that you were kind to them? Okay? And our last question is, what happened to your bucket when you filled theirs? So what happened to your bucket when you were kind to them and you filled their bucket? Think about that. How does it make us feel when we fill someone else's bucket with kindness? We feel great. So I want you to think about specifically how you felt when you filled their bucket, okay? And so I want you guys to think, for the rest of every day when you wake up, how can I fill someone's bucket today? How can I fill it with kindness, okay? And I will see you guys later on this week, and I hope you have a great week.